Welcome back everyone. Today we have a different leader. This time is for Luffy, as we had recently, yesterday actually, we had a case tournament for PPG. It was kind of a case tournament. It was win a PS5 tournament, but it's basically the same. So I got undefeated after Swiss with this deck, and then I lost in top 8. No, not top 8, top 4 actually. I lost in top 4 to Kid. It's not a bad matchup per se. It's just game 3. I drew way too many Whitebeards. I drew all 4, and even though you want to draw at least two of them, drawing too many is kind of an issue too. So, but the deck performed very well, and it was really amazing on what it can do. I didn't have any problems at all. So the basic idea of the deck is that because I already knew this from the previous video that I did, once you play 2 back-to-back Whitebeards, this is the best leader that can do that, as you're able to use it with the leader. Just get going and attack through a blocker, because you can destroy something, and you can like if you're healthy enough and you have enough cards in hand, you can just attack with like 12 into the leader and get rid of blockers. But back-to-back Whitebeard and this leader is extremely powerful, and that's the reason I wanted to play the leader. And the way that I built the deck is with this card, that I wanted to find my Whitebeards, at least 2 in each game. And for the most part, out of all the games that I play, every game I play at least 2 Whitebeards per game. And only against Kid, I couldn't play like 2 Whitebeards in one game. That's the one that I lost. But every time that I played 2 Whitebeards, it was an easy game for me. And that's pretty much what happened through the whole tournament. And that's why I like this combination of Whitebeard plus the Whitebeard Pirates Assemble. It was really good. I was able to always find my my combos really quickly because of this card. And that's basically the whole premise of the deck. All the other cards is to complement this. So basically what I'm trying to do is go to 2 life and have my cards like Marco and Radical Beam active, so I can defend my cards and I can defend my leader. And once I start playing back-to-back 9-drops, I am pretty good. Like I don't have to worry about, like, if I'm at 2 life, it doesn't matter if I'm at 2 life because I'm at 7k leader. So it becomes really easy for me to win at that point. Another card that I'm playing, that I was playing before, is the Ura. Ura was really good during the tournament. I'm not sure if you want to make some changes, you could make the changes here. As maybe there's something else that I'm missing. The early game with this deck is kind of lacking. Also, another problem with her is that these are the only cards that she can buy back. And if you don't see any of them, and then she's kind of, it never happened to me. I always had one of these 3 cards to buy back with the Ura. But if there is a scenario where like I was not able to play her because of that, maybe she's not the best card for the deck. Maybe you want some earlier play that you can do. I would not advise to add the straw, like the straw has like the Nami, a lot of these cards to this build, because I think it just makes this card a lot worse. Because the reason to play this card is like, you look at the top 5, oh, you don't have your 9-drop there. Well, at least I'm 5 cards closer to get the 9-drop, and that's how you get to like multiple 9-drops with this deck. So I'd rather just play this card and not play the Nami if that's the case with this deck. But if you want to add a different kind of early game, so you have like more of a chance against Zoro, although I did play against Zoro and I didn't have much problems. Again, back-to-back Whitebeard will win that matchup either way. It doesn't matter what they have. So it basically just comes down to that. And that's why I wanted to showcase the deck that way. Another MVP of the deck, I think, was Tak and Kindru. These cards are really difficult for any deck to remove. Being 7k and 8k, they're always going to take a life, or they're always going to take a lot of cards out of the opponent's hand. And they were really good MVPs of the decks. Also, Atmos as another attacker was really good. I have no complaints about these cards. Marco was really good too through the whole tournament, because once I'm at 2, this card is active in my leader 2, and I have a lot of Whitebeard cards that I can pitch cards from. And this card is not like in the Whitebeard leader where okay, I killed your Marco and now basically I transformed your 6k leader into a 5k leader. Usually if you kill my Marco, we are both 5k leaders, so it doesn't really matter. And kill Marco is not gonna be that easy in this deck, because I do have a lot of cards that I can pitch to get his effect going. So yeah, this card was really impressive in this deck too. For jet pistols, as this leader with jet pistol is really nice because it's basically a 3 energy play. So you can remove blockers and still attack for big numbers if you're going for game, which is really nice. It's also the same with Vista, but Vista is only to help you in the early game, and it's also an aim, so you get it out of you get all your synergies with the fact that he's a Whitebeard pirate. Otama was really good. Otama jet pistol still a good combo, so that's why I want to keep her in the deck. Really good card. I wouldn't take it out. It also works well with Whitebeard, so if they play a 4K blocker, you get to play this one, give the energy rested to the Whitebeard, and attack for game if you want to. Really important. Max Duke, it works well with the leader. Although in the matchups that you want to play, it's kind of risky to play him because like you want to play it against Zoro, but if they have Vista, then you just lost the whole turn and you lose the car. And you want to play it against Law, but it's about the same problems. So it is kind of like a give or take on that end. But it worked fine. I mean, it's a 2K counter. It's fine. At worst, it's just a 2K counter. I did play it a couple of times, but it never worked the way I wanted to work. But that's the deck profile for today. I'll hope you enjoy, and let's see some games. All right, and we're gonna have our matchup against Whitebeard. This matchup is favorable for us. We do get to especially if we play like back-to-back 9-drop again against any deck. Basically, you get to have a good matchup, and that's the nice thing about this card, the Whitebeard extra card, because even though it didn't get me a 9-drop right there, it got me 5 cards closer to the 9-drop, which I end up drawing here right now. And then here, because I don't have a turn 2 play, I'm just gonna attack for 8. He has to take it. It delays the 9-drop if he's playing that one, or it forces him to have to out combo later on because he doesn't want to go to 0 too early. So it's something that I want to do. Even though getting him to 1 is kind of obnoxious, I mean, it's good to keep attacking them. They have to defend their life too. I have Kindu here, and now that they see my big cards, he's gonna have to be worried. He has to out combo out of these attacks too, because I mean, going to 0 very early is not gonna allow him to play on curve like the cards that he wants to develop. And then, yeah, I mean, I take a 2K. So he showed me a 2K here, so his hand must be full of 2Ks, and that's okay. I can play around that, but it makes the matchup a lot harder for sure. But I can play around that, like attacking for base or for 2 more than what it's supposed to be. Don't ever attack like here. 7 into 6 would be really bad. He's attacking for 7 on this turn. Makes me take this live. Okay. I'm thinking he can play maybe a Luffy, although he's playing the the Whitebeard version. So I was expecting a Kindu, but he just goes for the live, puts me to 2. Which definitely makes me play a little bit more careful. But I'm gonna use my Luffy here to attack with my Kindu, and I have to get rid of the cards. And I don't want to attack the life here, because if I give him the last life, the Moby Dick is gonna be active next turn, and that's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of pressure, like too early. So I do have to force him into comboing out of this Atmos, and I want to get rid of the board anyway. Now he got the 1K here, so that was the 1K probably that he had. He probably doesn't have anymore. And here, I mean, which should be fine. I kept 1 energy up because I don't want to go lower than 2. I do want to be careful in this spot. He attacks my Kindu, which I do think is a mistake, because I mean, my Kindu is very easy to defend, and if he, I mean, this is not recommended, to be honest. Since I was at 2 life, it was just a radical beam away from defending, and he should read that. He just let me out combo a radical beam. Maybe he wanted to get a radical beam out of me. I don't really know. But here he does play the Marco. The Marco makes my turn a little bit more difficult. But at least I'm able to attack for 8. He has to defend this card because it's the only card that is also offering pressure. So he does want to keep it alive. So that's fine. So he combos a 2-1-1. So he did have more than 1 case. And then here, I assume he's gonna block with Marco. It's the only attack, like the only play that would make sense. And he will pitch a Moby Dick. Okay, and rather than attacking the Marco here, I'm gonna attack the Atmos because I want him to give me more 2Ks. I don't want him to. I need him to get rid of deplete the 2Ks instead of him pitching maybe another Moby Dick. That would be really bad for me. I'd rather him have less 2Ks in hand. This turn, well, he's gonna be able to hit for big numbers here. But he does also have to get rid of my board, because my board is really scary right now. So Ace is the answer that he finds. Because if he plays the 9-drop, I can push through a 9-drop with this board. So yeah, I think the Ace is probably the most important card for him here. He does get rid of my board, because I'm not going to out-combo like 10k to save Atmos when he has so many attacks for 8 and 4. And that, I'm just not going to be able to out-combo, so it's better for me if I just out-combo these attacks. If I just let him die. For 8, I will out-combo this one, however, because I don't want to go less than 2 when next turn I might have to be able to defend 4 attacks. Or who knows how many. But I'm going to try to go for game here, because, I mean, the opportunity has presented itself. I can just Jet Pistol the Marco. If he brings it back, I get a free attack with the Luffy, and that's 2 more cards that I get from him. And let's see if my opponent does that. He does get rid of the Whitebeard, and then I get another 5k if he wants to. I will go for game here with everything. He pitched a 2k. I mean, if he had 2Ks, he could have survived this Whitebeard attack. So he probably doesn't have enough. I mean, he probably had only the 1 2K, because 2 2Ks here will survive. So the next turn, if he did have 2 2Ks, well, the Marco would have died. Alright, and we're gonna play against Smoker. Definitely a matchup that I wanna choose to go second, as my deck also works very well going second. Like, it doesn't have to hit like 9-drop into like on curve. You can just play it at 10-drop and at 10 energy, and you will be just fine. And my curve is also really good. Here, I think I have enough markers, so I'm gonna take a 2k and just end my turn. Nothing that I can do here really. At 3 energy, they don't have really good plays at 3 energy, so I'm not expecting too much. That's a good card though, and I'll take the 5k because I think it's just fine. I have back-to-back Whitebeard now, but I mean, this is a deck that can actually remove my Whitebeard. So I do have to be careful. Now he could have Jet Piece. I mean, the Palm out of life. But that's fine if that happens. It would suck for sure, but it's not the biggest problem. He's debating here whether he wants to out-combo or not. He out-combo. He just takes it. And okay, so he hits the Palm out of life. It sucks. But it's not the biggest deal. He can only develop a 4-drop here, and he doesn't really have anything going on for himself. Garp is a really good card here, and I do have to deal with it. Oh, but he played it before attacking with the leader, and that was a mistake, because now I get to just play just Jet Pistol the Garp, and I do get to attack with my Luffy for free, and I develop the Marco. If he attacks with the Garp first, I just have to Jet Pistol first, and I'll develop the Marco later on. But it's fine, it's not the biggest problem. He attacks my leader. He should not attack my leader before trying to remove my Marco, if that's what he wants to do. Okay, well, I just take it because I want to go to 2, so my Marco is always defendable. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. He shouldn't have attacked my life. I don't know if maybe he didn't know how Marco works. But if he puts me to 2, I'm gonna be able to use my Marco's effect, and having the pressure on board is gonna be really important. I'm at 8 life right now. I mean 8 energy. So I'm able to play this one, and I'm just gonna attack for big numbers here. I'm gonna try to play around the palm by attacking with Marco first. But he already placed 1 from hand. He was representing that. But I'm gonna attack for 7/7s because I mean that's fine. Let him go. He's going into 9 energy. 9. So he goes with Sakatsuki. Sakatsuki, I will revive my Marco because that's the advantage of playing him, right? I do have to combo this one because if not, he gets to restand for free and attack me. So I have to do that. I maybe shouldn't have combo the Otama, as the Otama in combination with something else can if I have the jet pistol and the other guy doesn't do anything. But here I just want to combo the card that I cannot counter too many with. So yeah, I just wanted to do that. I will attack the leader because I want to put him on like, I need to kill you soon. And he has the palm. Maybe I should have attacked the Hana, but if he defends it, then it's gonna be a rough match for me. And he does have me here in a little bit of like in a little bit of a lock, where he could attack me and then I have to go for game next turn, and he still has 2 lives, so it's kind of difficult. But he opts to remove my board completely, and this is a really dangerous spot that I am right now, because he does have 3 attackers here. At least my leader is buffed, so we're like, it's not gonna matter. And he does make a mistake here where he didn't realize, although it's clearly shown in the leader, that I am buffed by 2k. So I just outcombo at 2k, and he attacks for 8, and I will outcombo to that one too. Maybe I should have a combo with the Radical Beam again, but I wanted to have, I mean, it's kind of risky. And I think, it depends on what I do here. I will attack the, I just need to get rid of a little bit of his board. And then here I'll attack the Sakatsuki. I need to buy myself a little bit of time. I used the White Pirates symbol, but maybe that was a mistake, as I could have pitched it for the Marco. And then if he tries to remove my Barco, I could just get it back. But getting a 2k here, and I had the Radical Beam active, so probably that was a mistake. I could have done it like last turn maybe. And he does have, at least my leader is a 7k, so I'm not like in a terrible spot here right now. And I will out combo this one, as the next ones I will have to take this one, and this one I will out combo this one too, right? Yeah. And having the Radical Beam now will pay off, because I'm gonna be able to grind a little bit. And Ura is the perfect draw here right now, as it will allow me to get 2 attackers and 2 blockers. And I'm still at 1 life, so as long as I can get rid of his board, I should be just fine. And then here I'll attack with this one, and then I will attack with Whitebeard into life. The only punish would be if he hits another palm out of life, which he does. So that's this is a game where I got impact wave out of life twice, but it's fine. It's not a problem. I'm still at 1 life, and I have a good board to where I don't think I can die. And I'm not gonna die this turn, that's for sure. But at least I'm gonna be able. I have enough cards to where if he removes one of them, I'm still have enough attacks to just go for game. A blocker will be the best card that he could have right now. And I probably, to play around the blocker, I should have probably just out-combo the leader. But here I just attack for 5, he has to take it, and the rest on the Whitebeard, and I win. Alright, and we're gonna play against Kid. This is the leader I lost to. I think you have to play in a very specific way to beat me with this deck. It's not like you can follow the regular game plan. I have a decent hand right now. I have an Atmos into attack, so I should be fine in this matchup. I do want to find my 9 drops. That would be the best cards for this deck. However, I do have Otama Jet Pistol for the 8 drop, and that card is very scary on their end. He takes a 5. I just played my Atmos. I didn't want to play the Atmos and then play the and then get attack for 6, because if he hits, he was representing 4 energy, so if he taps my Atmos, or if I hit something out alive, I'm gonna be in a very bad spot. The Bonnie, however, is a really good card here. I do have to get rid of her, as she's just gonna represent a lot of value. He's attacking for 6. I will take that one. I do want to go at least to 3. I don't know if I want to go to lower than 3, but at least 3 is fine. And I'll play the attack here. And I was thinking about attacking with Atmos first, because he's representing Punk Gibson. But I will attack with the Luffy first, because if he wants to Punk Gibson and give me a car, that's fine. I'm not upset if he does that. And then here I'll attack for 7, and he either takes it or just come out of that one, and that's fine. Either a scenario for me is fine. Again, I do have the answer for the A drop in case he does drop it. So here he attacks for 8 into my Atmos. I should not defend that. It's fine. It attack and it's a blocker now. There are more important cards than Atmos, so I'm not gonna play into that. Here again, I'm worried about the Punk Gibson because he's been representing the whole game, but I will play one of the Atmos into that. It's fine. It's not the biggest issue. As I have 2 Atmos here, so I can play both. And if he spends his turn trying to get rid of Atmos, I am fine with that. That's not the biggest deal. Here, yeah, but I have to force these cards out of his hand eventually, because there's just no other way around it. So here, if he wants to attack the Atmos, he has to attack it for 8. And if he does that, he's not really developing his board too much, and I'm okay with that. That's not something that is. If he attacks for 7, then I'm definitely gonna combo, because it's easy to combo a 2k here. And then he still has to try to deal with it. And now he plays the Kid. Kid is a really good card here, but I do have an Otamaji pistol here to deal with it. As this card is one of the most annoying ones for me to deal with, so I will start just attacking for 7s. Just take my advantage here. Attack for 7. I cannot play around Punk Gibson out of life here, so I'm just gonna keep attacking. There's nothing else that I'm gonna do. Attack for 7, he blocks, and attack for 9, I guess. Yeah, attack for 9 would be fine. He either takes it or just blocks. He just decides to take everything. I'm thinking here he's gonna play the A drop, which he does now. He just took the life just to do that, and because he saw me already play an Otamaji pistol, he's probably thinking I don't have another one. But that's why I used my Otamaji pistol already, because I knew I could do another one. So it was just free to do so. He attacks. Okay, so I think he made a misplay here, because I think he wanted to attach into the leader, into the A drop, and he attacked my A drop. I mean my AK, which didn't make much sense. So I'm gonna just force the blocks here. I still have the Otamaji pistol combo for next turn, so I want to give him a false sense of security here, and I'm gonna attack the leader. I'm gonna take as many cards as I can since he made that mistake. I'm gonna try to just take advantage of this and just attack him for a lot. Develop something else, deplenish his hand, and next turn I still have the Otamaji pistol combo to just win the game. And he here decides to just out combo everything. He doesn't even block the that attack. So he doesn't have a hand right now, and I'm okay with this. He attacks my Atmos, but that's fine. I'll let it die. It's not the biggest issue. I want to protect my my tack. That's the biggest threat here for him. Now he can develop something else. Not sure he played this correctly here. I don't know if that was intentional, the fact that he didn't attach into the A drop. What I do know is that it wasn't intentional to attack my tack, because that didn't take any cards out of my hand. So I should have one less cards in my hand. But still, I should be just fine. I do want to
keep my board, because next turn I'm gonna do Otamaje Pistol and try to go for game. So the more cards that I can have in my hand, that's a card that I wasn't expecting. I could play it and elongate the game a little bit, but there is no reason to. I can just go for game this turn. And I still have the Marco just in case. So I do Otamaje Pistol again. I'll attack for 8. And just win the game because, yeah, I mean, he has one card in hand. Anything that I can attack with is just going to win the game.
Alright, and we have another matchup here against Whitebeard. We have... Okay, so we got the Whitebeard 9-drop out of the event. This is the reason why I play it, so I can get into the 9-drop and try to play multiples. I don't have a turn 5. I mean, on 5 energy, I don't have a play. My opponent play a Makimo, which... And he didn't play another 1-drop. That's kind of weird. I don't want to... I mean, I don't have a next turn play. So, worst case scenario, if there's nothing else that I can do, I will be able to attack with Vista and Luffy, at least. So that's why I played the Vista here. He out-combo with the guard point. That tells me he either has too many events in the hand. Yeah, that's the only thing that can mean, because I only attack for 6k, so he probably doesn't have the best hand in the world right now. He plays a Robin. I mean, it could be worst, but I'm still gonna Jet Pistol this Robin just to keep going here. I'm gonna attack for 6 because again, 6 is the best number here. I mean, it's not the best number, but I mean, why not use all my energy when I can? He does have a lot of 2Ks, because if he played the Makimo turn 1, he probably has multiple of her in hand and wanted to attack with her. I mean, it's still like, that's not the card that you want to attack with, so not really that good to play Makimo. That's why I don't like Makimo in this deck. In this deck, it just doesn't make much sense to play Makimo. Now he's playing the Luffy and the Sanji, so that confirms my my theory that he just doesn't have. He only has just a bunch of counter power in the hand. Doesn't have anything going on for him. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of that and just keep attacking, get the 2Ks out of hand. He's playing them out, so now if I can run them out of 2Ks, then I'm gonna be very good. Even if he has 1Ks now, if I keep running him out of 2Ks, eventually I'm gonna be super good. Here I would assume he's gonna attack me for with the Luffy's, because that's why they play them. But I mean, Sanji is just not a good card to play in this deck either. It's not something that you want to take a life for, again, especially if I'm playing like if I already have an established threat like attack in my board. That's not gonna do well for him. He attacks for 6. I take that one. I don't want to combo that one. I kind of want to force him into attacking with the cards that he has on board, rather than attacking with the like developing something. I hit the Whitebeard pirates out of life, and then I just get a 2k for free. And that's another thing about this card. Just if you hit it out of life, you get to possibly get one of the cards that you need, like another 2k. So usually it's either a 2k or the card that you need, or the worst case scenario is just a 1k, which is really good. It's a really it's impressed me enough to be that way. He attacked for 6 on the Sanji. That doesn't sound to be correct, because I mean, you have more energy. I don't know what you're keeping up energy for. It feels kind of weird to not combo that one. I attack the Luffy, see if he wants to save it, and he does, which again sounds kind of weird because that card is not gonna do anything. And I'm gonna attack the leader rather than his battle cards, because I want him to combo with the extra cards, because I know that he has a lot. Like, he's constantly showing me that he's keeping up a bunch of energy just to keep up these guard points and radical beams, and I have to run them out of his hand eventually. But now, even if he plays the 9-drop here, it's not even that amazing, because what is he gonna do? You don't have cards in hand. Even if you have a bunch of life, you play these 2 cards which don't do anything. So I mean, rather than having more 2k counters in hand, you just don't have a hand right now.
But I don't really know what his best choice here is. Like, he can attack with Sanji and Luffy, try to go for game, but I'm at 7k leader base, and I do have enough counter power to like that not be an issue. And then next turn he will lose for sure, because he doesn't have enough cards in hand to just defend me. He opts to play the Whitebeard. Sure, he gets a buff, but that's not even good enough. Are you gonna use the Sanji? I mean, I guess he could attack with the Sanji, but I don't think he's gonna do that. He's definitely gonna keep up one radical beam, because again, that's what he's shown me he's done. Now he attacks the Vista, which again is another mistake. I don't know what he wants to attack with. I mean, I guess he's a little bit scared that I can attack for 8 on that one, since he's got like a low hand size. That could actually connect, but why would I do that? It feels like a horrible misplay if I do that. Now here, again, just trying to play around the fact that he has a couple of smoke creators. Being able to play another Whitebeard is just gonna give me the game. And this is the thing that I was talking about. Like, once you play the 9-drop, you can actually pressure their 9-drop to their Whitebeard turn. And here I can just put him to 0. He doesn't have any more counter power for what I can gather here. He uses the radical beam, so he's expecting me to attack with 10 and combo at 2k, or he wants me to over attack and maybe he has an opportunity to win the game next turn. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna, sure, you cannot combo this one. You either have to play another Whitebeard but with 0 cards in hand, that's just not gonna do anything. Or you're gonna try to go for game or try to clear my board a little bit, but I mean, again, he's gonna take himself the last life, and even if those 3 cards are radical beams, I can just go for game next turn. So he's in a really bad spot. I think I have already won the game. I don't think he can go for game because I have a radical beam, and I mean, it's just not really possible to go for game. As you can see here, he attacks for a big number here, trying to make me combo my hand, but why would I just take the life, and I cannot combo the other 3 cards, which are the smaller ones. And let's see, he attacks for a big number here, but 8k is just not good enough. And then he can attack with Sanji or with Whitebeard. I guess at least you cannot use the Sanji's ability here, but I mean, still not gonna do anything. He needs to connect with both cards that he has on board, and if he plays a Marco here, it's just again not gonna do anything. I have an Otama for the Marco, so it's not even good. So he's run out of options. He doesn't have a way to win anymore. And I guess he takes a life here, and he attacks me for 9, but that's not even good. He didn't even take a life, which it was actually free because he's gonna take the life at the end of the turn. So at least you get the 2k attack. You don't get the energy, but yeah. Yeah, it was game here. All right, and we're back for the final thoughts on the deck. I think this deck is kind of a contender for the for one of the best decks. Once again, Luffy takes the spot of the Zoro later on in the format, because I think this deck has a good matchup against Whitebeard and has a good matchup against pretty much everything. There is no deck that has a good matchup against back-to-back Whitebeard. And this deck can do it consistently, and that's the strength of this leader. You can take early on hits, and you're not gonna be pressured by the fact that you're you have to take your own life, like the regular Whitebeard does. You're gonna find your combos very quickly and very efficiently, and you're gonna be able to pressure every turn because the leader effect, that's what he does. This leader works very well with these cards that you have to tap out for, because you're able to pressure, and then the big cards are gonna be able to keep pressuring. So it was a really nice deck. I think it's a good deck. It's a good contender. I think he's well positioned in the meta, and I would advise you to play it for sure. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Have a good day.